Tronie. Tronie is a product of the Dutch Golden Age and the Flemish Baroque. Before Holland's Golden Age, 17th century, people feared seeing themselves in portraits. Social pressure forced them to frame the portraits' paintings extremely still, dry, and emotionless. When this barrier was broken during the Golden Age of Holland, fear and restraint disappeared, and artists began to process people's hidden emotions on canvas. The importance of class and social position of people and personalities became very weak, and portraying natural emotions and unique characteristics of people became very important. This new portrait genre, which focused on human emotions and the five senses, was called Tronie. Tronie's goal was to express emotions and personality in a precise way, so it had to convey its message clearly and expressively. Therefore, artists could convey different concepts and feelings to their audience by freely using strong contrasts of light and color to show illusionistic feelings. This art genre was widely accepted worldwide and attracted many audiences, and over the centuries, it became the source of creative artists' initiatives and innovations. In the 19th century, the talented Danish artist Johan Gudmundsen-Holmgreen painted an impressive scene of Denmark's modern medical technology based on the Tronie genre. Although this work is simple, by inducing feelings, it is performed deeply and effectively, that it stimulates a sense of empathy in the audience. The way he imagines himself as a child in that situation instead of individual children, and as an analogy, he compares his response to those breathtaking moments with the reaction of the characters in the painting and all the problems that the characters are dealing with. He lives in the moment and feels all their pains with his flesh, skin, and bones, as he feels that it might happen to him too. Fear is the principal theme of this Tronie painting. It doesn't mean that it falls into the horror genre, but it expresses the truth that this truth can remain terrifying and unbearable for centuries, so the majority of us still don't dare to live in such a situation. In this painting, Johan Holmgreen emphasizes the Tronie genre in the form of fear by performing a completely dark space, lighting with dark elements, characterizing anxious and scared little patients standing in line. The first child in line, restrained by the doctor, shows his painful tooth with a hand gesture. He is staring at the doctor's face with a look full of fear and hope, as if he wants to get the doctor's thoughts by looking at the doctor's face and predict his fate, which is now dependent on these thoughts. The second child inevitably has a handkerchief tightly tied around his jaw due to the intensity of the pain, and to console himself and mentally escape from his future situation, he refuses to look at the face of the child in front of himself and the doctor. However, he focuses all his attention on the first child's tooth and lets himself see what to do if the situation is more troublesome than he can handle. Maybe in his mind's depths, he is busy designing a plan to escape. The third child is confused and crying, but unlike the first two children, she does not have a handkerchief around her jaw and has a little child in her arms, so it seems that the prime patient is her younger brother, who has no understanding of the environment. The painful and lethargic face of this little child is distinct in the painting, and lack of a handkerchief on his jaw may be due to his young age, which, like other small children, causes pain and restlessness to push and reject any device that restrains him. The artist slowly digs into the dark corners of the mind, criticizes the fear of the characters present in the scene, and purposefully feels the fear of treatment and suffering from unsettling pain, being in an unfamiliar environment, and other out-of-norm conditions of children who have no control over existing reality. It excites the audience, makes them think about important questions about excruciating suffering, incurable disease, feeling pain, fear, and security, then leaves the audience searching for answers to these questions in a theatrical and dark scene, and this is the phenomenological aspect of fear in art. And artwork that engages with the phenomenology of fear forces the audience to experience it directly and feel the fear physiologically. His heart beats faster, reacts to the event, and lets himself judge his endurance.